Alright, I'm awake, sort of. Awake enough to at least play this and then maybe chat a little bit about Too Many Games 2023. Hold on, I'm gonna need one of these. There it is. So, I didn't actually know that I would be able to go to... what? Oh right, I saved here because this is where the next quest I can do is. So I did not know that I would be able to go to... Okay, that was weird. I didn't know that I would be able to go to... Too Many Games until... I'd say a little under 2 weeks before the event happened. Because I had my last surgery for my everything 10 days before the event. I'm gonna play it a little safe because I don't know how strong these are.
Away I go. Let's get to it.
Who's killing his shit?
So when I did finally know that I would be able to go for sure, I quickly made arrangements, hooked up with Casey and Kira, and I decided that I was going to just drive out there. Which is a bit of a task because driving from where I am to where Too Many Games is about 8 hours. Because it involves going the long way across Pennsylvania. Sorry, I'm checking to see... Okay, these two have infectious magic. Which means they'll reanimate if I try killing them too quickly. This does not. And this doesn't either. Although, he's charmed, so I don't want to do anything with him. Have fun meeting with folks at TMG, seeing a few cool panels too. Yeah, we will get to panels in a moment. Also, hi, to be more crazy. Any way across Pennsylvania is the bad way. Well, there's the way that kind of like cuts diagonally across like the bottom corner of Pennsylvania. That's not too bad. Hi, H2O Masked Man.
Aye.
So, I figure out I'm going, I know how I'm going. I wasn't actually that worried about the drive despite how long it was. Because it's not even close to the longest drive I've ever made. However, I did not go straight to Too Many Games. I actually made a bit of a detour to a place about an hour-ish away because I wanted to meet up with someone. That someone being Nan. For those who aren't familiar, Nan is a player of Bloody Roar Extreme and has finished second in Bloody Roar Extreme at Combo Breaker the last couple years. They won the Winter Brawl 3D tournament. And we were hoping to hook up when I went to Combo Breaker this year, but the whole being hospitalized thing happened. So I decided to make a detour and meet up with them real quick. And that was nice. Just finally being able to see them, chat in person.
Bottoms up.
Sorry, I'm trying to get used to playing game while talking about stories and trying to remember everything. You can tell I'm out of practice with this.
Orders.
I'll hold off on that. Why that didn't come with you to TMG? Well, I didn't figure out until pretty late that I was going to TMG. So it would have been a big ask for them to get a badge, make travel arrangements. Plus, they were working for most of that time, so it was too late for them to ask off.
On your word.
But anyway, by the time I got out of there, it was like 1 in the morning. But I was meeting up with Casey and Kira. Their flight got delayed a bit. So I wound up getting there at maybe 2 in the morning. Oh, that's no good.
Aye?
We'll have to fix that later.
Darkness take me.
Here.
But I did finally get there. And when I did, we decided that we were in that weird headspace where we were tired, but not tired enough to go to sleep. So we were just going to do miscellaneous other shit until we got tired enough to just fall asleep. One of those things was setting up some game consoles. However, the hotel TV would not display properly for my PS2 when we put in a PS1 game. When we put in a PS2 game, there would be massive input lag on it. I'm talking like just over a quarter of a second, which for most games means you can't play them effectively. We were going to do some Tony Hawk and some racing games, and yeah, that wouldn't have worked at all.
Speak.
On your word.
So what
Hang
we
on.
tried doing is we tried looking up ways to circumvent what the hotel did to the TV to, like, adjust the delay on it to make it, like, more playable. We were looking up all kinds of ways to, like, circumvent whatever the hotel did to the TV, but nothing was working. So that sucked. However, Casey and I both had our Switches, so we were able to do, like, a little bit of multiplayer just between those two. We could use the hotel internet, or I could hotspot my phone to create a connection. And we at least got that working. Yeah, screw it, I'll go for it. Not bad.
Yeah?
I'm trying to think if there was anything else for Thursday. I don't think there was. So, Friday, day of the convention comes, and I figured, since I had my car there this time, if they needed to go anywhere for anything, then I could just drive them wherever. It turned out that wasn't necessary, because the way that they handled guest travel for this event was they had like their own kind of shuttle service that the staff managed. So there would be drivers and like a small selection of vehicles that could help the guests get to and from the convention and the hotel, or just wherever else they wanted to go. Restaurants, bars, shops. My car did eventually get some use, but for the most part, it was just that shuttle service kind of thing that
Orders?
they wound up using. So we actually used it to initially get to... oh, wait. Sorry. Now, in order to be able to use this, you have to be a guest. However, I was not a guest. But because I was going to be working with Casey and Kira, I wound up getting a guest badge. Which, weird. Not the first guest badge I've ever had, but the one that I've gotten under the strangest circumstances for sure. So technically, I'm a guest, which meant I could use the shuttle service, and I could also go with them into the green room space. Green room / break room.
On your word.
So the first day, we go... Oh, hi, Mr. Blonde Media. Yeah, I'm almost back at 100%. Although, something I realized when I got there was, so I was wearing my fingerless gloves, as you might expect. It was actually kind of chilly there. The temperature was low. It was raining a lot of the time. And inside the convention space, they have the AC cranked up, so that made it even cooler. So I had those on a lot. And that actually wound up covering one of the bruised needle punctures in my hand from the operation. However, there's another one in my left arm that wasn't covered up because I was wearing t-shirts the entire time. And it was starting to bruise really bad. So at one point, I just looked down at my arm and realized, oh shit, this is still exposed. I don't want people thinking I'm a heroin addict or something. But I had this, like, really thin, very stretchy athletic wrap. And I had two colors of it, green and blue. So I would wrap my arm to cover it up. And it also wound up being, you know, style points. Because I guarantee I was the only person there doing that.
On your word.
So we get to the event space. They actually allowed us to go through this staff-only door, which was much closer to where we had to set up, and was actually right next to where the break room space was. Oh, now you critical. Great.
Yep.
Ready? Command me.
Yes. Who's killing this shit?
Aye.
Ready.
Speak.
Let's do this.
This world will be better off without you.
Just to screw with them. So once we're there, I get a decent idea of what the interior layout looks like. This is a place that actually had a wrestling ring set up. Because not only were they doing like a cosplay wrestling kind of thing, they also had a wrestler there as a guest. If you guys know him, Colt Cabana. He's been in the wrestling scene a while. He's done podcasts. He streams on Twitch. And he was also doing promo work for Retromania, which is a game that he's in. And I don't know if he was also doing promo for the AEW game that's coming out.
Yeah?
I know he wrestled at a game show in Europe for that, but I don't know if he was doing anything at Too Many Games for that. So anyway, we see that. We see where the panels are set up. We also see, like, Too Many Games does not just apply to video games, because there were a number of setups for tabletop games. That's not my thing, but it's cool that it was there. Trading card games as well. That came into play later, because Pokemon trading card games, and Casey voices some Pokemon stuff. And then we see this big-ass row of all these autograph tables for all the guests. Hold on, I need to do a thing.
Yes?
And we'll do it again.
Yes.
And attack. Sort of know him. Big Punk podcast a few years ago. Yeah, that was a thing.
Ready.
So we see all these autograph tables. And some people had started lining up before the people who doing the autographs showed up. Because unlike the other conventions that I've been to before, this was more of like an expo of sorts. And the thing about expos is they tell the people signing autographs, you can start at this time and you can end at this time. And it's usually when the hall opens and when the hall closes. And you just sign whenever you're available. So there's no like hour and a half block here, 2 hour block here on this day. No, you're just there. And if you're not there, you're not there. And for every day that we were there,
Here.
there was one thing that was consistent, and that was who the first person would be in that hall signing autographs, and who would be the last one to leave. And that person was Charles Martinet. He was a guest there, and
Ready? I suppose.
he was extremely dedicated to trying to get as many fans like autographs and photos and shit as he could. Also, he was playing various Mario music from his booth the entire time. Probably would have driven me nuts if we were closer to it, but we were pretty far away, like 5 or 6 booths down, so it didn't really bother any of us.
Aye.
But then again, how can you be upset with Charles Martinet in any regard?
Ready.
Shit, I'm trying to think. So, Casey had a booth, and then Kira was right next to them. Which they kind of have to do that, because, like, they have joint prints. So, you don't want people getting a signature at one and then going, like, all the way across the hall to try and get the other half of it. That's just totally unnecessary. But there was those two, and then, if I remember correctly, going down the road toward Charles Martinet, who was all the way at the end. And by the way, Charles Martinet always had a line. I would look over, and the line would always be, like, as far back as it possibly could. Charles Martinet trying to get all those autographs in was like watching someone try to swim up a waterfall. There was just no end to it. And he certainly tried. He spent tons of time at that booth. At one point, he got lunch, and instead of like going to the break room to eat it or going back to his hotel, he just told them, bring it to my booth, and I'll sneak it in between signings for people. But yeah, so it was Casey's booth, and then, if I remember correctly, Quentin Flynn was next to us, and then... shit, I'm forgetting. And then Cam Clark, and then David Hayter, and then I think Martinet was at the end. His hair seemed way longer. Oh yeah, he had, like, down to his shoulders or slightly past his shoulders for hair. And then the opposite end, it was like Kira, and then I think Roger Craig Smith, and then... No, it was Kira, and then Mark Whitten, who we'll get back to, and then Roger Craig Smith, and then it just went on down the line. So, we get the tables set up. But then we realize something. So, all the booths are right next to each other. Don't think you could contain yourself if the entire MGS cast was in the vicinity. Oh, there were people who couldn't contain themselves with just David Hayter. But anyway, so all these booths are right next to each other along the entire wall. And then, they have, like, little walls that divide the line space up so that you can line up for each individual person. However, there were big-ass pillars that, like, held up the roof of the structure, and those pillars wound up being parts of the line. So, if you're sitting at Casey's booth, you look forward, and where your line is supposed to be, there's also two big pillars with, like, electrical junction boxes stuck to them. So you could say there was always someone or something in line, just not always something that's going to ask for an autograph. Although that did become a problem at some points where people would just hang out in the lines for some actors or whoever was signing that weren't busy. So it was hard to actually tell sometimes if a person in the line, like, really wanted an autograph, or if they were just, like, milling around. So that was a little bit frustrating at times.
Ready.
And I completely forgot to play the game.
Orders? On your word.
Yep. I feel vigorous. Did you make that
suddenly.
armor yourself?
Do that just to get rid of the armor.
Ready.
So anyway, for the first day, it was a decent day as far as, like, Casey's booth went. I was there to, help process any transactions, because, like, people could buy prints to, and, like, Casey would sign them, personalize them, and then I would, like, tender cash, take cards, deal with Apple Pay, shit like that. I was nervous about doing that shit the first time, but it's actually a relatively simple process.
Yeah?
And some of the fans just... Oh, thanks H2O Maskman for the Tier 1 subscription. 5 months, 3-month streak. You were just forced to watch the same commercial for sparkling water featuring T-Pain twice in a row. I actually got sparkling water under weird circumstances at too many games, but I didn't drink any of it because,
Orders?
Okay, this will be easy.
Yes? Tell me what you need.
We'll let the dwarf have his time to shine. So the first day, it seemed like there was like an initial rush for autographs, which was not how the rest of the days went. And the thing is, when you're doing like an autograph table like that for an extended period of time over multiple days, it becomes tough to gauge at points. Like, how exactly...
These are the ships that take the honored dead to Ulmain's lands.
Sailing to the land of the dead? What a romantic notion.
Ships like this brought laid out and ready to sail.
You know, I think this boat is built to move.
Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah. When you're working like an autograph table like that, it becomes difficult at times to tell like if you have an initial surge of people asking for stuff and then it dies down versus a steady trickle of people coming in over the course of the day. Like how busy you actually are. So so the first day was when we had like the initial surge of people. Hold on, I want to read this. Okay. So over the course of doing this a couple of times, I've picked up on a few things. Mainly in terms of the types of fan who will show up for these lines.
Piece of cake.
Aye?
I should heal before doing this. We only have one baked potato. I must fix this. That's better. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right, the types of fans doing this. The first one, and the most prominent one, I should say, just to make this clear up front, is just like genuinely happy fans who just want to be able to say hi and get something from an actor that they like. And I will emphasize again, that is the most common fan that shows up in these lines. Damn, haggis recovers that much? Jesus.
Goodbye.
The second type of fan who shows up for this are the fans that are just a little too eager.
Who are we fighting?
And that can manifest itself in a couple of ways.
Killing his ship.
There were two people in particular at this convention who would show up to this line and all they would want to do is talk to whoever was signing autographs. And, I mean, that's genuine still. However, if there are people behind them who are waiting to get something signed or waiting to like get a selfie or an autograph or whatever, they have other plans. They may be on a time crunch. So you need to show some level of consideration for that. You can't just have a person who's standing up at the booth talking for 10 minutes at a time, sometimes 15 minutes at a time. Those are the people who will show up if they see no one is in your line and then just start talking. And then someone will come up behind them thinking, oh, this won't take long. And then they just keep talking and talking and talking, and they say fuck it and walk away. That happened a couple of times at this convention. Excuse me, expo.
Aye?
On your word.
Speak.
Tell me.
The other version of overeager fan is someone who is like generally enthusiastic about the media present, like anime, video games, TV shows, whatever. But they don't really know much about what the specific actors or whatever have done. Because there was this one guy who came up,
What should I do?
and like a shitty comedian, he just walks up, looks at the banner that's posted behind Casey's table that has all the different characters they voice. And like a shitty comedian, he's going, okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, that's Score Bunny from Pokemon. I didn't really play any of the Pokemon that had Score Bunny in it, but I guess that's cool. What else we got here? What else we got here? Oh, that's a character from, what was that game called? It had the thing and the thing. Gunvolt? Yeah, Gunvolt. I haven't really played that either. What else we got? What else we got? And this, he just does this for every single fucking character on the banner. Sorry. Sometimes I need to vent a little.
Doing something.
You know, Masked Man, I want to disagree with that, but I can't. Who's another type? Oh, another type of fan, and I use the term fan extremely generously, is the Funko Brigade. So, Casey and Kira and various other actors and actresses voice characters that have had Funko Pops made of them. And if you don't know my feelings on Funko Pops, I think that they are a complete waste of plastic and time. I do not see the appeal in these things at all, but there are some douchebags out there who will pay obscene amounts of money for them. So this type of quote-unquote fan is the person who will just take a Funko Pop up there. Now, I will specify, not everyone who has a Funko Pop they want to sign is part of the Funko Brigade. Because there were people who had Funko Pops they wanted signed, but you could tell from how they were talking about the TV shows and the video games that they were, like, genuine fans. The people I'm talking about is, excuse me. The people I'm talking about are the ones who just show up at the table, just ask to get the Funko signed, say nothing else. Sometimes they will show up at the table, they'll have the, like, Funko out of the box, or they will just have the box itself, and they will have, like, a post-it note attached to it saying what exactly they want the person to write on it, and then sign it. There was one person who did that, who even specified the color of marker to use on, like, the little plastic window. These are the ones that don't say anything. They just say, hi, hello, put it on the table, pay for it, take it, and then leave. We will come back to the Funko Brigade a little bit later. But just did want to clarify, genuine fans can have Funko Pops and not be part of the Funko Brigade. The Funko Brigade is something entirely separate. Exactly, One Roll. Resellers. And that is actually part of the reason why some people who do autographs for Funko stuff have, like, jacked up the prices for how much it costs to sign or write quotes on Funko Pops. They bordered on banning those things at PAX West. Shit, I would have been in favor of that.
Yeah?
I got sidetracked again. This is gonna happen several times. Oh, I guess I could count this as like another sort of offshoot of Genuine Fan, which is Starstruck Fan. These are usually people who are like traveling in a group, like with at least one other person, and the other person will do the talking for them. This happened a couple of times. One of them, it involved like a couple little kids who were getting like these Pokemon trading cards signed. It was actually kind of adorable. I mean, my usual attitude is fuck them kids, but this was kind of cute.
Aye. On your word. Cheers.
And I guess the last kind of fan I'll mention is also kind of an offshoot of people who just want to talk, but it's a very specific kind of wanting to talk, which is person asking... geez. We're going to see more of this later, but person asking for voice acting advice. There is like a time and a place for that. And it's usually not when there's like 7 or 8 people behind you just waiting for getting something signed. There was one person who was like, what agencies can I look up in this area? Which, I mean, if you're not from that area, you're not really going to know. There was a person who was asking about the hardware that they were using. There was yeah, there were just like a few examples of that over the course of the weekend. Now, some of them did also like get a selfie, get an autograph. So if you can just like keep that brief, it's not as irritating. Oh, we will get to that one. So, there was a staffer who went around all of the tables for everybody signing autographs. And, they were getting lunch. So, there was this, deli and restaurant nearby that a bunch of us ordered stuff from. And then, eventually we got the message saying, like, the lunch is here, it's waiting for you in the break room. So, once the line dies down a bit, we put up, like, a be right back message on the table and then just make our way to the break room. And, I can't remember what Casey and Kira got. I saw that there was a calzone. So, I just said, fuck it, I'll get, like, the chicken calzone, I think it was. And this calzone, was shipped in just a regular pizza box. I open it up, and I immediately know I cannot eat all of this. This thing, when I opened it up, it looked like... shit. I want to make sure that I'm thinking of the right thing here. 1 second. If you looked up the Rebel Alliance logo for Star Wars, took out the middle part, and then had the logo gain like 50 pounds. That is what my calzone looked like. It was almost the size of my torso. I sure as hell tried to eat most of it. Yes, I did in fact enter the calzone. There were 3 acts to it, and I could barely finish the first one. This thing was so massive that everybody else in the break room turns around and goes, oh, hold on, I can actually do a soundboard thing for this. When everybody in the break room saw the calzone, all of them just looked at it like,
what the fuck is that?
I don't have that as a redeem yet, but I should. Everybody's like, holy shit, that calzone is huge. I'm just, like, trying to get this calzone into an eatable position. And, while this is going on, like, Casey and Kira are having their lunch, and then, like, at our table also sits down, David Hayter. And I think he had, like, a hoagie or something. And, he actually wound up splitting that with Casey. And, we all start talking, and the conversation eventually turns to cars. Because, Kira became a fan of Back to the Future recently, and now wants to see about getting a DeLorean. Which, if you don't know, they're fucking death traps. Anyway, they're also very expensive. So, like, I'm kind of giving her shit for that. Casey's giving her a ton of shit for that. At what point do you notice the feed 6 on the calzone box? Oh, you don't notice it. You just assume that they mistyped and meant 1. So as they're doing that, I kind of mention, like, I mean, I give you shit for that, but my dream car is also pretty expensive. And David goes, "Oh, really? What's your dream car?" And I tell him, like, an Aston Martin DB7. Because James Bond. So, David goes, "Oh, really? You know, I have a friend who has an Aston Martin, and, he asked me to, like, drive it every now and then. Just so that, like, it doesn't, like, have anything go wrong with it from just sitting still for too long. You know, flat spots on the tires, fluids going bad, shit like that." So yeah, and he mentions that his dream car involves, like, a Porsche with an engine swap of sorts. So yeah, I did not expect to, A, have a brief back and forth with David Hayter, or B, have a brief back and forth with David Hayter about cars of all things. Because I am not a car person. No, Tiger, do not encourage Kira to get the DeLorean. Hi, Kane. I'm just, telling some stories and forgetting that I'm also supposed to be playing Bard's Tale 4. So,
Aye?
the day goes on. We finish lunch, we go back to the autograph table, and, I should mention that I have some shirts that I specifically, like, make a point to wear at cons, just on the off chance that somebody, like, recognizes what they're from, or can just appreciate what's on them. Like, the Kung Fury shirt, for example, at PAX West. You're telling me I missed a back and forth with David Hayter about cars? Yes! David Hayter sounds like a pretty laid-back guy. Oh yeah, David Hayter was really chill. Pleasant guy to be around. Anyway, we go back to the autograph table, do a bit more signing. At this point, like, the rush has kind of stopped, so it's just people, like, trickling in. And, it actually gets so dead that I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna break out my Switch and turn on Easy Come, Easy Golf.
Ready.
And I'm going to see if I can complete 9 holes by the time we leave tonight. Best part about chatting with notable guests is when it just feels like normal fucking human conversation. Yeah, they're people. They're people doing a job. So, I I tried doing this a couple times over the course of the weekend, and the first day, I almost managed to get through like a 9-hole round before we had to eventually leave the booth to excuse me. I almost managed to finish a 9-hole round on Friday before we had to leave the booth to go do a panel that Casey and Kira and another guy, Mark Witten, was on. Mark Witten's done stuff like Demon Slayer, Genshin Impact, some Fire Emblem stuff. And he kind of wound up hanging out with Casey and Kira and myself for much of the weekend. He was also like a really nice guy. Seems like someone who can handle the public-facing part of it well, but probably welcome reprieve to talk cars instead of normal work. Yeah, it's nice to have that little deviation. You know what they say. You know what they say. All work and no play. Robin Atkin Downs, pretty laid-back guy as well? Okay. Good to know. The thing about the panels for Too Many Games, or at least the ones that Casey and Kira and Mark were involved with, was that they were like really generic, overarching panels. Like the first one they did was just video game voice acting, which they could have had like any of 7 or 8 different people doing that panel. But this one had Casey, Kira, and Mark on it. And like with many of those panels, they have a segment where people go up and ask questions.
Speak.
And, well, no, you called this earlier. And there were a bunch of people who came up and asked something along the lines of, how do I get into voice acting? Or I'm trying to get into voice acting. Or what do I need to get into voice acting? And I told Casey afterwards, every time you do one of these panels now, I'm going to bring a bottle of water and I'm going to sit in the center of the of your view toward the back. And when someone asks that question, I'm just going to get up and take a huge drink. And we'll see if I still have any water in the bottle at the end. So, might do that the next time I go to a convention with them. We'll see. But the panel goes off all right. It was getting kind of late, and we couldn't agree on dinner plans at first. Which sucked, because with how late it was, a lot of places were closing. There weren't like a lot of places that were open till 11 or midnight or after that were serving food. But eventually, we did manage to hitch a ride over to an Uno Bar and Grill and managed to eat something there. If I remember correctly, I had the buffalo chicken mac and cheese. And then we also had mozzarella sticks, which I can appreciate even like a decent mozzarella stick. As long as it's got some crispiness to the outside and a little gooiness to the cheese on the inside, we're good. You would ask a voice actor how it is compared to the writing field, as you feel both are a mess. It's funny you mention that. There are times, like with a script for a voice actor where the writer just either garbles the English or tries to do things that really go against what the character is. Like, I won't say who mentioned this, but at one point a while back, I heard from a voice actor about the show they were working on, who the writer tried working in like pop culture references and memes for this character who, like, it absolutely, it would stick out like a sore thumb. It would not fit the character at all. So they took it upon themselves to deliberately just not say any of that. So sometimes when you're a voice actor, you also end up being like a bit of a writer slash editor in some capacity. I forgot what was going on in this battle.
What should I do?
Aye? Away I go.
Speak.
Wait, I know what I'm gonna do.
You're as weak as tin.
Ready.
I will tear you apart.
That just forces them to use action points to move around, so they attack me less.
What are we doing?
Okay, good, it didn't crit.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yes?
Command me.
Yes? Puss Kalanish.
Oh, you're talking about published works. Okay, that's a different beast entirely.
Puss Kalanish.
Although that specific example you mentioned does pop up in stuff like video game publishing. Like altering certain characters, altering ways, certain things about how the game plays. That certainly does happen. Oh, I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so we eat at Uno, we head back, we get to the hotel, and we just kind of look off to the side, because you go through these doors, there's like a casual seating area in front, and then off to the right, there's, I mean, I wouldn't call it a bar area necessarily, but there's a bunch of tables and chairs and some booths along the wall. And just sitting near one of the corners, we see James Rolfe. Just having a good time with some of his friends. And the thing was, we had stopped at the hotel before going to Uno, and he was seated in the same place he was when we left before. My audio went out? Oh shit. Anyone else confirm? Shit, sorry. Oh, it's fine. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hi, comrade. Oh, god damn it, hero.
You little fuck!
Oh, the game audio went out? Or is it just really low? Oh, it was the Bluetooth being yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll happen. So yeah, James was just chilling with some friends at in the hotel lobby for a really long time. I will say, the entire time I saw James at this convention, he was always smiling. And like, I heard some of the staffers talking about him. Nobody had a bad word to say about him. But there was actually another person who was in the lobby who we briefly got introduced to. Briefly because he was jet-lagged as hell. Ked Icarus. He was also there. So anyway, like, we had our food. We went back up to the our room, and we mostly just packed it in for the next day because we would have to be there earlier than we were the previous day. So Saturday comes. We're all up much earlier than before because for each day that the event was going on, Casey, Kira, and Mark all would go out to this local coffee shop called eBrew. And I would tag along even though, like, I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea, I don't really do, like, coffee shop pastry shit. But they were heading straight from, like, that coffee shop to the event, so I kind of had to be there with them. But I didn't mind the company of them. Like I said, they were all cool people. So, Saturday happens, and unlike Friday, where it was like an initial rush of people and then it kind of cooled off for the rest of the day, this one was more like a steady stream of people that would show up throughout the day. So, like, we got there, there was initially not much of a line, but, like, at regular intervals, someone would show up and ask for an autograph, ask for an art print, ask for a selfie, what have you. That said, we hadn't really seen much else of the event space. So when there was like a lull in people asking for autographs or selfies, Casey and I just took like 15 minutes to go to like the dealer space. And I will say, Too Many Games lives up to its name. Because we go through there, first of all, we could also see like an arcade space of sorts. So that looked fun. But we were going through the vendors. And a comparison immediately popped into my mind, which is the last time I went to Kineticon in Hartford, Connecticut. Last time I was there were maybe 2 vendors who were selling video games. Whereas with Too Many Games, it felt like every other vendor was a video game vendor. Some of them, and it's not like each of them was exactly the same. Some of them were selling various other, like, memorabilia, old magazines, figures, shit like that. And it was as we were perusing these games that Kineticon barely having games killed your interest, but at least you have Retro World. Yeah, at least you got something to fall back on. But we figured we would just take a brief break to go through the game vendors. That was not going to happen. In like a half-hour break, I think we managed to get through 4 vendors. So we didn't even manage to cover like 1 row. Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna go turn the fan on. It's getting a little warm in here. All right. Need a drink. One moment.
Orders?
38 plus 23, that's 61.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
Give him one of these. So, we were going through all these vendors. There was a publisher called Premium Edition Games there, who was selling physical copies of, like, they're modern games, but they're the kind that are heavily retro-inspired. And there was a game there that I actually streamed on one of my Gamefly streams called A Robot Named Fight. And I actually wound up liking that game enough that I bought a physical copy of it while I was there. So this is a landmark for It Came from Gamefly. I actually bought one of the games that I played for Gamefly, and I played it new. Bought it new. Excuse me. Fuck. And I mentioned to the people working the Premium Edition Games booth that I had rented the game before I decided to buy it. And they were like, wait, you rented the game? How? And then I had to remind them that Gamefly exists. Which I feel like is something I have to do with just about everybody. What are the odds you'll buy the next Gamefly game? No spoilers. No spoilers. I know you know what it is, but I don't want to spoil it for everyone else, because holy shit.
Speak.
Oh, of course you crit now.
Hang on.
So we're going through like some of these booths, and one thing that I learned very quickly from Casey is the difference of prices in video games in the Midwest and on the East Coast versus in Southern California. Because based on what they said, the prices were kind of ridiculous. Like 3, 4, sometimes 5 times higher at points. Because they're going through and they're seeing these games that they did eventually pick up that are like $10, $7, $15, $20. And they did in fact buy too many games. Like, to the point that they had trouble packing them. Me, however, I got A Robot Named Fight, I mentioned that. But there was something else I got. And I actually got this before Robot Named Fight, and I thought, I'm spending money I don't have on this. But I went for it anyway. But it was in good condition. It was something that I'd wanted for a bit. So I just said fuck it and I got it. I now own a copy of Tomba. They did have Tomba 2 there, but I mean, I don't have that much money. I was already spending money I didn't have, so couldn't go for that. Casey, learning from your method of game buying? Not good. I mean, in certain applications it can be good. Oh no, not Toma, Tomba. Oh, the name's different in the UK? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Tomba PS1. PAL. Oh, is it Tome B? I'm seeing Tome B with an I at the end. Oh, it is Tome B. That's a weird change to make. Why did they change it from Tomba to Tome B? Because I'm looking at the Japanese cover. Well, I'm trying to look up the Japanese cover. It is Tomba in Japan. So, is there like some company that lays electrical wire that abbreviates to Tomba and they couldn't use that name? I don't know. One would need another suitcase. It's funny you mentioned that. There was discussion about like needing to get a bigger suitcase for future cons. In fact, I will probably have to replace my duffel bag soon because it is getting really beat up. Like to the point that certain things on it don't function as they should anymore. Tomba means something in Italian. Hold on, I'm looking this up real quick. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's a very different connotation from the game. Grave or tomb. You know what? Fair enough. Go forth, Tombi. Tombi, you... Stop making me nostalgic for games I wish existed.
Here.
Ready?
Alright, I guess I'll burn it on this guy.
Tell me.
Ready? On your word.
Yeah?
Is it like the Ratchet and Clank games? No, not really. It's like a side-scrolling 2.5D sort of game. Oh, Ratchet and Clank got different names too? What were they called?
Ready.
If you don't mind my asking as I burn through these last couple guys.
Walk away and you won't get hurt.
Wait, where the hell did I come in from? Okay, there. It's easy to get turned around in this thing. Oh, what in the hell is this? Just called lock and loading. Interesting. Now, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, right. Shit, I'm trying to remember what we, wound up doing for lunch on the second day. As I know, first day was, the Eternal Calzone. And, believe it or not, someone actually did see me, like, having lunch that wasn't a calzone and made a comment about it.
These are the tombs of the families of the Carls, buried here so they could wake near them in the afterlife.
We have no such customs in my lands.
Oh, shit. Hello? Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, treasure chest. Probably won't be able to use that. The Eternal Calzone, sequel to the Eternal Cylinder? No, it's the sequel to the Eternal Struggle. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Got it. Calzone is good, but sounds odd the way it's made. It's bread, cheese, and sauce. The only thing that's kind of awkward is trying to eat it. Particularly if it's still, like, pretty hot and kind of gooey inside. Because, like, you eat it with your hands, you might, like, burn it with the sauce. But if you eat it with, like, a fork and knife, then you're gonna, like, constantly have shit dropping off of it. Oh, right, I remember now. Lunch the following day, they did go back to the same place, but I just split a pizza with Casey. I decided that, like, there was only so much calzone I could take at a time. So, I went with the pizza instead. Which led to... I can't remember if it was Casey who did it, but someone going like, "I'm making a pizza," which led to, "It's a me, Mangelo." I'm not doing the proper voice because I don't want to do that kind of damage to my voice this early. I don't think it would fall out with each bite at it. It depends on how much air gets inside the pocket within the calzone. If too much comes in, it bubbles up, and then that makes it more likely for stuff to fall out. At least it's not SCXEO or Sexio. Wait, why did this go to my inventory and not, like, lore or quest items? Oh my god, it's actually an improvement!
Hmm?
Do you need me?
Get in there. You know how long it's been since I've gotten any kind of armor upgrade for these characters? Tried Taco Bell in the UK. It made you sick. Don't understand why it's loved a lot. First of all, that's Mexican food, which is entirely different from Italians or Italian-inspired stuff. Second, Taco Bell is the butt of many jokes, particularly diarrhea jokes. See what I did there? Butt of the joke. Diarrhea. Oh, that reminds me of something else. Because James Rolfe was at the con and we saw him in the hotel, I just made like an offhanded diarrhea dump kind of joke. And all I'm going to say is my digestive system took that as an order. We will not go further than that. Ah, shit, what was I going to eat? Okay, this should work. Yep. And Demolition Man won the upcoming fast food war. Yeah, that was the dark timeline.
Goodbye for now.
Now I'm convinced that Culver's would win that fight. What's the 3 seashells? Yes.
Good to the last drop.
Oh, jeez. How am I gonna... Excuse me. Oh yeah, Saturday there was a particular fan that stuck out to me who went through like the autograph line. It was this lady who was a bit of an artist, and that wasn't the intriguing thing though. It was she came to too many games from Italy. Like, just ignoring, like, whatever the terms were or whatever the reasons were for that. Coming from Italy to that convention, holy shit. That is a new level of dedication. And then, while she was at the table, she drew something for Casey. Now, what I didn't realize is that at Too Many Games, there was a meetup going on for Newgrounds. The reason that's so funny is that... So fucking funny! Is that Casey and Kira both voiced stuff that was on Newgrounds, like very early on in their interest in voice acting. And both of them appeared in Brawl Taunts, which was kind of a popular one back in the day. So, this person winds up drawing for Casey, who also voiced Shinji in Evangelion, an image of Link from Brawl Taunts in the Shinji pose in the chair. And she just, like, tore out a piece of paper and then busted out the drawing in, like, under 5 minutes. You know, I'm over here taking an hour to draw a stick figure going, how the fuck do you do that? There was actually another person who was a Bugsnax fan. And, they were a bit of an artist too, so they tore out, like, a piece of notebook paper and did a sketch of Floofty Fizzlebean from it in, like, under 2 minutes. And you could see the jealousy just pouring out of every pore in my body. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Here.
No, we're not gonna do that.
What should I do? Bottoms up?
There were a couple other fans who just straight up gave Casey things, like these tiny little Ava-inspired figurines. There was... Oh shit, what was it? Someone made a bracelet for Casey that was inspired by Ava. And I don't have a photo of it, but it was some really nice shit. The only thing I remember of Newgrounds from back in the day was the uncompleted SH2-1 Silent Hill 2 CE Championship Edition? I don't know if that's what it stands for, but that's what it should stand for.
Ready?
Aye?
I'm gonna hold off on that.
Darkness take me.
Okay, good. Oh yeah. Also because of the Newgrounds meetup, that attracted like a certain kind of fan. And something else that people kept referencing as they came up to Casey's table was Homestuck. Because Casey wound up becoming the official voice of Carcat in that. And there's actually a funny story behind how that happened. Which is, Casey was driving, Kira was in the passenger seat. Someone cuts Casey off, and Casey just starts yelling at them. Like, coming up with obscenities on the fly. And Kira, who was familiar with Homestuck, sees that and goes, "Holy shit, you need to do, like, Carcat recordings." One thing led to another. There was actually an official animation where both of them got cast in it, and bada bing, bada boom, Carcat. Newgrounds meetup? Yeah. Apparently, at some point during Too Many Games, Tom Fulp was there. Which, man, I would kind of want to meet him just for the nostalgia value alone.
Ready?
Tell me.
Okay, that's 100.
Orders?
Yes?
I'm going to try and make sure I can potentially kill all of them on the next turn. Was Godlamations brought up? I didn't go to the meetup, so I don't know. It would be amazing, though, if that one guy who did the voices for it was there. Edwin Tiong, I think it was.
Aye.
I should look up what else he's done.
Uh-huh.
You know, aside from a Chip Cheesem video. Damn.
Yep.
Aye?
Yeah, we'll set this up before I forget.
Fuskelenish.
On your word.
On your word.
Tell me what you need.
Speak.
Kira voiced that one series too. Jeez. Kira voiced so many female characters back in the Newgrounds days. It was like her and one other person just did tons of female voices for animations. If you saw a female character in an animation, there was like a 50-50 shot that Kira voiced them.
Here.
You know what? There. Considering where Kira is now, can't say it was a bad start at all. No, of course not.
Puskellinish.
Yes?
In fact, Kira actually has a voice acting club, which is a Discord group that anytime someone asks her, how do I get into voice acting? She just mentions, here's the voice acting club. It has all the resources there. Oh, jeez. I'm trying to think if anything else happened Saturday before the panel. I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I should use this before doing the double time. Oh, I could just outright kill that archer. In fact, I think I will.
On your word.
Aye.
Ready.
Alright, time to drink about it.
Slange.
On your word.
Ready.
Tell me what you need.
Yes?
Okay, that broke him out of charm, but that's okay.
Speak.
Yeah, that is a fair point, Kane.
Aye.
Okay, we'll do this.
Tell me.
Ready?
Strong
I
as
suppose.
a bear.
I think he could just take this by himself.
Here.
Come on, you tinkers.
Aye.
Okay, one more.
Ready?
On your word.
So, Saturday, unlike Friday, there was a panel that Kira and Mark were on, but Casey wasn't on one, which gave them a little more freedom to do some extra stuff. That said, we did wind up meeting back up with Kira and Mark later on to go to one particular place that I don't know what that switch did. To go up to one particular place that Kira had looked up and had recommended to her. And it was a pizza place. I don't know why I said pizza. Pizza place. We were going to go the previous night, but it wound up being too late in the day. This time we were able to make it work, though. I'm actually going to try looking up the name of the place. 1 second. Because it's a weird name, and I want to make sure that I have this right. Spanky and Luch's Pizzeria Restaurant. That's what it's called. And if you think that's a weird name for a restaurant, there was a place across from the coffee shop called Nudies. And yes, it was a restaurant. We made sure. Can't remember what to do from here. Spelled Nudy''S. And yes, we verified that that is how it's pronounced. So, part of the reason Here wanted to go to this place is that they do something a little bit odd with their pizza if you request it. That being, so if you ever heard of like Chicago-style pizza, where the sauce is on top and the cheese is underneath, I guess you could call this a variant of that. It's still like a regular pizza with the sauce on the bottom and then the cheese and the toppings. But they also do like a swirl of sauce on the top of it. I just call it the Uzumaki pizza. I mean, I had a regular pizza, but I also split one of the slices with Mark, and you know what? Actually, not too bad. We did that, we got back, we were all very tired. And I don't think anything else of note happened before then. God, I am still out of sorts. Okay, I'm gonna heal up first. Cafe/coffee shop called Tina We Salute You. Who's Tina? I assume that's a local. Damn it.
Here, away I go.
These are the tombs of heroes and housecarls, they who fought for the lords in the other chamber.
I laid many comrades to rest in places like this back home. Goodbye, for now.
I am ready to fight.
Who's killing his shit?
No clue, but you don't know who Tina is. Well, it's like not knowing who Wendy is from Wendy's. I think I'll weaken these guys as much as possible, and then... yeah, I'll weaken them and then taunt these guys forward.
What are we doing?
Here.
On your word.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have to brew more of this.
Good to the last drop.
Tell me what you need.
Yeah?
Oh, that critted, nice.
Aye? Darkness take me.
Oh, that critted too. Shit. And that critted too.
Aye? Yeah?
We didn't want that to happen, but we can make this work.
Yep. I'm gonna beat you like an anvil.
Ready?
Ready.
Hang on. Who's killing his shit?
You like this.
Well, that is quite alright.
Telling me shit.
Yes?
Yeah?
Ready.
That was quick. Oh shit. I forgot there was a second wave.
Speak.
Ready?
Ready.
Tell me.
Command me.
What should I do?
Cheers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else for Saturday. One moment. So let me check my phone. Oh, that was kind of a weird thing. I brought my video camera like I usually do for these kinds of events, but I didn't really use it at all. I just kind of used my phone for a couple of things, but that was pretty much it. Yeah, so Sunday, we woke up even earlier than Saturday because there was something Kira recommended we do. There's an area relatively close by called Valley Forge, and there's this big open park space and a bunch of stuff that they preserved or like rebuilt from the Revolutionary War days. So we thought, I mean, Casey and I were a little bit hesitant about it, but we all wound up going over there. Me, Casey, Kira, Mark, all of us. On the way there, Casey is talking about this store that's also relatively close by to the Philly area, which is owned by the parents of Bam Margera. And Bam is also a local. The skateboarder slash jackass slash CKY guy. For those who don't know that name. So Casey just starts going through the Bam lore about like his purple Lamborghini and like all the various trials and tribulations he's been through. And as we are on our way to Valley Forge, coming the opposite way is a purple Lamborghini, immediately followed by a red Lamborghini. Those are not exactly common cars for this area, so Casey and I are both looking back at these Lambos that just passed us and going, was Bam in one of those? I mean, I know he had one that got wrecked, he had one that he sold off, but Bam has owned, like, multiple Lambos. So, we can't confirm it, but we also can't deny it. So anyway, we get to Valley Forge, and just massive open plains, which, I mean, it's cool to look at and cool to walk through. But it was also in the mid-80s, and not a cloud in the sky. Like, the one day it wasn't raining. And it happened to be the day that we were going to be outside the most. We didn't get to do too much walking around there, but we did manage to see, like, we went up this big-ass hill and saw this entrenchment with, like, mounds around it and these pikes sticking out. And, like, places that were carved out for the cannons to fire down the hill. And then we walked back down to the visitor center, which was very nice because it was air conditioned and not in the sun. But there was also a moment in there where, like, all of us turned into 10-year-olds. Because there was this display explaining how to load, prep, and fire a musket. And I took a picture of step 11, which is cock firelock. Pull the cock all the way back until it clicks. No further comment.
Uh-huh. Aye.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to meditate again
On your
at some
word.
point.
On your word.
On your word.
Tell me.
Orders.
Hold on. What health does he need? Okay, 110.
Speak.
Yeah?
Don't you make that face at me, Blondie.
On your word.
Aye.
On your word. Good to the last drop. Speak.
Orders.
I should probably just hold on to that. In fact, I think I will.
Ready. Good steel and a good arm never lost yet.
Ready.
Tell me what
Want to see the Civil War ruins and Good, Bad, and the Ugly with Sad Hill itself. I mean, if you want to see that, sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta be careful,
Orders.
at least a little bit.
Ready.
Here.
Okay, we'll roll with this.
here.
So, we didn't have too much time to do the walk, and we wound up making our way back to the convention space. A little bit behind schedule for what we were planning to do, but we're still able to get through all our autographs and shit. Mark got slammed at one point, and it happened to be like toward the tail end of the day. Although there was also a panel that Casey, Kira, and Mark all had to go on, which was a JRPG panel. And it being a JRPG panel did not stop people from asking the "How do I get into voice act?" That shit again. Now, immediately after the panel, we all went back to the break room because Casey, I have never seen Casey like fanboy or fangirl or whatever over like any of the guests at a convention. But there is one person that they kind of do this with, or that I've seen them do this with. And that is James Rolfe. So, they kind of like mentioned to the staff, like, is there any time, like, when we could possibly just meet up with him, just even for a minute? And they made it happen. So after the panel, we all get together, we all head toward the break area, and there's James just sitting at the table, chatting with one of his bandmates. Because he has a band, Rex Viper, that performed the previous night. And yeah, he was all smiles. He was just happy to talk with them. And I'm off to the side, not saying anything. Because at first I was like, oh yeah, well, look up with James Rolfe, that's cool. But you know how, like, the longer something dwells in your mind, the more you think about it and then overthink it? That's kind of what was going on with me.
Aye?
Because I was thinking back to, like, when I first started watching him, and then getting the inspiration to try and cover some other game. I don't think I ever mentioned this. The first video I was going to do was a breakdown of sorts on the instruction book to Castlevania II Simon's Quest, because there's a couple oddities in there as well. But that eventually led to me figuring out a way to do videos about games, and then also led to me hooking up with the RCG crew, and then also led to me meeting Takeru Chimaru, who I'm currently engaged to. And it's like this weird butterfly effect thing. Just imagine like the Pepe Sylvia wall from It's Always Sunny, and just like all the different arrows and text connecting everything. That's what my mind is constructing, with the start point being watched AVGN video. And then going all the way up through all the shit I've done up to today. So that happens, and I just freeze. I don't say anything, I don't do anything. I do my usual introvert thing, which is I have the special ability to, like, drop out of a conversation, and, like, people do not notice me at all. I've done this at, like, family reunions and shit, and I shouldn't say it, but I've become kind of good at it. But then, Casey is there, like, not literally nudging me, but, like, just kind of saying off to the side, did you want to get your badge signed, or get a photo with him? Because everyone was getting photos with him. In fact, the drummer for his band was there as well, and it turned out he was a fan of Casey's work, and they wound up getting a photo together. It's weird how that shit works out. But eventually, Casey, like, does convince me to, like, get a photo with James Rolfe, and I threw it on Discord and Twitter with zero context. And that was, like, the damn bursting moment that I needed. Because I just blurred out to James, like, I've been watching you since, like, the Simon's Quest video, and it inspired me and my friends to start doing videos about video games ourselves. We've been doing it for, like, 13, 14 years. And it led to me, like, meeting my future wife and just all this shit. And the entire time, he just has a smile on his face, like, and saying how cool that was. And then I finish, I pause for a moment, and I go, do you ever get tired of hearing shit like that? And he's like, no, not at all. My face was probably bright red by the end of this, but what the fuck ever. More or less happened with a lot of us. Saw his videos back then, made videos of our own. Yeah, him and, well, he was like the main one, but the old guard in general Because, like, then there was Armac 21, Play It Bogart, Leisure Suit Gaming, and Spoonie One, bunch of other people who also cropped up around the same time. And then, of course, when I post that photo, Hero, one of my friends, says, like, you two look like you haven't aged at all over the past 10 years. Or something to that effect. And, I hope that statement holds true another 10 years from now. It won't. Alright. There was a video game here. Oops.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
Your word. Speak.
Ready.
Just that era that brought us close. Yeah, and then you guys all got together. I got brought into the fold. I made the insane decision to drive out to Connecticut for a convention. And then we all just started meeting up at places.
On your mark.
So that happens. And he goes off to do a signing of his own. And I thought Charles Martinet's lines were long. Fucking just the sea of people around James Rolfe's booth trying to get shit signed. And we're like, oh my god. Like, it's difficult to process just how he's going to get through all that shit, like, before the convention closes. But we go back to our booth. We do some last few signings. And eventually, like, after a couple stragglers come through at the last moment. Oh, I completely forgot. So, Sunday, we go to our booth. Like, after gawking at, like, the amount of people waiting for James Rolfe. And, like, every time we leave the booth, we take, like, the drape at the end of the table and flip it up to cover up the art prints and shit that's being sold. We go to the table, and there are 3 guys standing right at the table. And they have these things laid out on top of it, and we can't tell what they are from a distance. We get closer, they're all Funko boxes. And, oh my god. So, Kira had beaten us back to the autograph table, and we noticed, well, I noticed, Casey probably noticed too, some of these had been signed by Kira. And, I'm trying to find the nicest way to express this possible. Like, the table's not set up, so there is actually a line of people behind them. And, they have to get, like, their Funko shit off the table. One of them actually was waiting for Casey to sign a couple of things. So, Casey's like, alright, and, process the transaction, they sign things, write a couple quotes on the box. And then the one guy, starts talking about, like, different events that they could possibly meet up at, possible deals to cut, and he's not being, like, overtly rude or anything about it. He's doing that polite, kind of aggressive pitch for what he's trying to, like, get Casey to agree to. The kind where you, like, just keep talking and don't give the other person a chance to break in. And the whole time he's going on, the other two guys are off to the side, like, getting the Funko boxes, like, making sure the autographs are dry, folding them back into place, putting them into these cases to carry around. And I'm just looking behind them at the people waiting for us to get set up. I'm thinking, I'm going to give them 5 minutes, and if they're not gone, I am dragging them away from the booth. But fortunately, like, as soon as I had that thought, he started wrapping up, and apparently he did this to Kira, and I think he did it to Mark as well. But he gave, like, this USB battery thing. It's the kind of thing that I bring to conventions all the time. To, like, charge a phone or charge, like, the square thing that you use to process transactions. But you could tell that he, like, knew he was going to do this way in advance, because with all of these that he brought, he charged them ahead of time. Yeah, a USB power bank thing. So he gives him that, like, wraps up his conversation, and then leaves. And then in my head, I'm just going, thank fuck. And then I help with setting up the table so that the actual fans can, like, meet Casey, get a print, whatever. Saving grace in France sometimes. Yeah, there have been a couple of conventions where, like, my phone was about to die, and that really saved me.
Yes?
Anyway, back to nuking skeletons. This is where you're worried about anime impulse. I wouldn't worry too much, because, like, even if there's a situation you don't know how to handle, Casey and Kira certainly do. And now that brings me to, shit, wait, is there anything I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, I tried doing the 9 holes of golf thing again for Sunday, because, like, there was, like, an initial mini rush of people, but then beyond that it was people, like, trickling in at a relatively steady pace. So I tried doing the 9 holes of golf thing again. I do not make it through hole 2. So the 9 holes of golf test sort of became like a measuring stick to see, like, how busy the day was. I may do that again at another con. Wait, hold on. I am going to... Is there a save point back here? No, there is not. Oh well. You don't have patience for that kind of shit? Good news. Some of the other actors don't either.
What do you need?
How was it?
Oh, hello.
An upgrade! Now I have even more old armor that I can't sell because I bankrupted all the merchants. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Alright, I gotta make booze. 1 second. Wait, do I have... Oh, I think I used my last master lockpick. I can fix that. Pressure, for lack of a better word, scares you. I mean, ultimately making public appearances like this is a choice. I mean, there are some actors, actresses who just decide, I'm not going to do that. And that's their prerogative. Where in the hell did... Or is that under quest items? There it is. Okay, this will be interesting. I'm just going to go around the perimeter first, make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Oh, hello. Officer's mail armor. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Damn. Right, that looks like it. That can't be anything good.
Away I go.
Okay, no difficulty level.
Goodbye. For now.
Oh, it's red. Okay, this will be fun.
Who's killing his shit?
Down the hatch.
Bring some entertainment to people. One person's happy, then you're just happy. I mean, that's kind of my approach. That's why anytime someone like recognizes me for what I do, or even just does something like buy something from the Stream Elements shop, I'm like, I'll just go over to my corner now and just get away from this. I mean, thank you, but I'm just gonna be over here.
Orders? On your word. Yeah?
Aye.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be right in front for that, which is just fine. move you over here.
Did you make that elbow yourself?
Last time you went to Kineticon, someone recognized you from YouTube and it jump scared you. Oh, really? A Samurai Jack cosplayer. It's funny you mention that. The first time I went to Kineticon, I was messaging people through their forum looking for somebody that I could room with. And the very first person that I asked about it said, "Sorry, we just had someone who's added to the room, so we don't have any space anymore. I hope you find something else. Also, I watch you on YouTube and I like your videos." What?
Speak.
Aye?
Time to drink about it.
Cheers.
Am I supposed to be doing something? Pusskalanish.
Yes?
Okay, sorry, I'm checking my phone real quick. Just going through my photo gallery. Oh, yeah. So, there was something else that happened in the break room. Sorry, rewinding time a little bit. After getting Rolfed, we did have some lunch in the break area. And, what we wound up doing was, the hoagie that David Hayter got before was from a Wawa. So we all just decided to get something from there. And Casey and I both said, "I'll have what he's having," which was a steak and cheese hoagie. And I didn't even realize this until I was like 5 bites into the thing. But it's not quite the same thing. But the thing I ate that helped cause my esophagus to rupture and put me in the hospital was steak. The meat in this hoagie was steak. Granted, it was diced up a little more. But that kind of hit me like, oh. Oh, shit. Am I healthy now? Because here's the thing, even though like I'm able to do almost everything that I could before now, I'm just waiting a little bit to do things like go to the gym. But I was not planning to touch steak for a while. And the fact that it didn't even occur to me that I was eating it and having no problems with it until I was like 5 bites in, I think that is a major sign of progress. What's a hoagie? It's a kind of sandwich. Except... Shut up, Giant. It's a kind of sandwich, except that, I said shut up. You're just doing this to spite me now. We'll discuss this in the car ride on the way home. It's like a sandwich, except it's not like open the entire way around. It's, if you ever had like a meatball sub, the bun is kind of like that. Where it's like sealed on one end and then you stuff everything into it. Hulk hoagie? No. No, brother.
Tell me what you need.
What should I do?
Speak. Darkness, take me.
Okay, at least his health bar's not bright red now.
Yes?
Here.
Meditating, good. Brace for impact.
Cloud thicken my skin.
God damn it, one roll.
Puskelinish.
2 tickets today, both expensive, both backed out. Ugh, you're gonna have days like those. It's unfortunate.
Yeah?
Anyway, back to Sunday. We wrap up, collect all the prints, get everything together, and we're heading out. And, Charles Martinet's line is still going, as usual. And, we pass by where James Rolfe is doing his signing. That is still really crowded. Although we're at a distance, and we think we see James at the back of the line dressed up in his, like, AVGN getup. But as we get closer, we realize, no, wait. James is still at the table. So who is the... And it was this cosplayer who... It was terrifying how much he looked just like James Rolfe. Like, not just with the costume, but his hair, his face, his teeth, like everything. Spitting image of James Rolfe. Bogey, some kind of meatball, like haggis? Nope, not at all. Oh shit, it's one of the Elm Street clones? Oh god, I didn't even think about that. It's probably the one that shit on the game cartridge. Anyway. I guess this is to be expected when AVGN is brought up, but there's an unusual amount of diarrhea in this stream. So, we head back. We get to the hotel. We were already checked out. And, we'd used my car to, just stow some bags in the trunk. So we got those out, and they were all getting prepped to go back to the airport. And I managed to get one last photo with the crew. It was me, Casey, Kira, Mark. I hope I run into Mark again. He was really cool. Although, I fucked up the photo. Because instead of having my camera just set to photo, it was set to single take. So as a result, I have like a couple incredibly short videos and photos that were in like black and white, photos that went off like after I'd already tried taking the photo once. It was just a mess. Can't wait to splice those into the video for this. But right as we're starting to go to the get stuff out of the car, get luggage organized, and get them to the airport, which they were using the shuttle service for again. So this is where we parted ways. It starts raining. Now, before I left for Too Many Games, I saw that rain was in the forecast, so I brought my umbrella. I proceeded to not use it at all until this one moment. So it finally got some use. But yeah, then we said our goodbyes, and I started driving back to Ohio. And that was Too Many Games. There were, in fact, too many games.
Tell me.
Probably not going to be able to get this guy on one turn. Well, 2 turns, technically.
Ready.
Ready.
On your word.
Flange. Command me.
On your word.
There's a crit.
Aye.
Okay, 110 is my goal. Oh, I'm at the point now where I've gone to cons for so long that I know what to bring for certain situations that are likely to come up. So that's why I bring stuff like the USB power bank. I bring water. If anyone's cosplaying, I'll bring like scissors, thread, tape, shit like that.
Yes.
Ready?
Here.
What should I do?
On your word.
Speak.
Yeah?
Ready? I suppose.
Okay, I am probably going to have to do this.
My strength grows! Yeah? Bottoms up.
Oh, she is going to be so drunk by the end of this.
Ready.
Aye.
Okay, 23. 8. Oh, that's close.
Aye.
What are we doing?
On your word.
What was that? Oh, it critted, so I can use it again. Alright, I know what I'm doing.
I will tear you apart.
So, he doesn't have infectious magic on him, which means I could kill him and he won't come back.
Orders.
Here.
On your word.
Hang on.
Oh my god, it critted again. But it's not as useful now because I'm dealing with the skeletons and they'll just revive.
Speak.
Am I supposed to be doing something? Fusskelenish.
Uh-huh.
Tell me what you need.
We're gonna do this.
As weak as 10.
Aye?
I'm surprised the archers didn't do anything.
Yes?
On your word. Down the hatch. Speak. Uh-huh.
Aye.
Okay, I can't use taunts for a while. Remaster Port of Enclave is coming the 29th on the... Too much shit's coming out and I can't keep up. I'm still on System Shock, damn it.
Ready.
Tell me.
I still need to get the Stasis Bone Totem. I want to do a playthrough of that for the channel.
What should I do?
Here.
Yes?
Orders?
I gotta think about this.
Speak. Away I go.
Oh, good crit.
Ready? I suppose.
Ready.
That requires using 2 of these. Truly is too many games. Yeah, I know. I'm still on Bard's Tale 4.
Ready.
On your word.
This will be difficult to do without being able to taunt anyone into place.
Speak.
Yes?
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 Ready.
Oh, you got Dolmen? I'm sorry. Better than Immortal Unchained. I mean, if that's the bar we're going to use... Yeah, might as well just start streaming Code Vein at this point.
Yep.
Yeah?
Which, by the way, I forgot Code Vein existed until someone brought it up at Too Many Games.
Command me.
What are we doing?
Oh, hi, Marxist Maximus. You like Code Vein? I mean, I haven't heard bad things about it. I brought it up because I'd rather play that than Dolmen.
On your word.
Ready.
Aye.
I feel like I'm overthinking this. You bought Dolmen from Gamefly to get a new Xbox Series X game case to swap and then sold the game? What?
Aye?
What should I do?
Ready.
On your word.
Wait, what was the cost of buying Dolmen from Gamefly versus just buying a empty case from somewhere else? Actually, Kane brings up an interesting point. What was cheaper, Dolmen or FIFA insert year here?
Speak.
Xbox keeps changing their case? Okay. I don't know much about Xbox, so I don't know that the cases have, like, different versions for different games or whatever. Or from different time periods of Xbox. Interesting.
Aye?
Orders?
Yeah?
I'm trying to do math in my head to see if I can deal enough damage to kill these guys on this turn.
Ready.
Yeah?
Yes?
I'm not going to be doing many physical attacks, so
On your word.
I'll have to rely heavily on magic.
Hang on.
Yes?
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna see if I can cause a chain reaction.
Tell me what you need.
That worked better than I thought it would, actually. Finally got past Taurus Demon in the original Dark Souls. I do not know enough about Dark Souls to get the context of that. The only, like, proper Souls game I've played is Demons. PS3 did that once, first gen. I am learning more than I ever wanted to know about game cases today. First non-tutorial boss. Oh, yeah. Okay. I will golf clap that. I'm not particularly good at Souls games either, so... When you sold it to GameStop, the worker there said Dolmen was awful and you internally laughed your ass off. Eeeh. I don't know what part to react to stronger. That the GameStop clerk said Dolmen was awful and you laughed your ass off, or that the GameStop clerk knows what Dolmen is. I would not expect that to be something that, like, even someone who works at a game store would be able to go, oh yeah, Dolmen.
Uh-huh.
Command me.
What are we doing?
Well, I could do this.
Tell me.
Ready?
On your word.
Shit, now I don't have a way to set those off. No clue why people have gone home and everyone's gone to the rapture. He personally renamed Everybody's Gone to Sleep! More like whatever.
On your word.
Here.
Wait, there is something I could do.
Aye?
Ready.
Hang on.
I mean, I remember playing through Gone Home back in the day. I thought it was okay.
Command me.
Sorry, I'm trying to comment on video games and also go through all these guys.
Ready?
Shit, I'm gonna come up short.
Aye.
This is bad. Spent 3 hours on Everyone's Gone Home to the Rapture to find it was bugged and wanted me to replay from the start, and let's say I dropped it. Oh, it sounds like my experience with BioShock.
Yeah?
Orders?
Yes?
Shit, I might as well
Who's telling me shit?
meditate and prep for the next turn. I mean, they have half health, but that's a minor consolation.
Who's telling me shit?
What should I do?
Am I supposed to be doing something?
Speak.
Yes?
Yes?
Ready.
Tell me what you need. Good steel and a good arm never lost yet.
This is what I needed to be able to do before.
On your word.
Ready?
Yes?
Japanese indie Nebuphile is putting some of his older games on Steam. Two-thirds have demos currently. Can you make a list of them? I might check those out.
On your word.
Ready? I suppose.
And done. Alright, I can complete that other quest now. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a dungeon near that guy that I didn't explore. So I can probably kill two birds with one stone. Part of a series, but the ones with demos are Lethal Crisis and Lethal Crisis Protosphere. Demos were also Japanese text only, excluding English in the menus. I might be able to muddle my way through it. I haven't forgotten all my Japanese. Alright, so I need to get back to the below. And I need to remember I have a Coke here I have not drank yet. Wait for keyboard controls, then gamepad from 2009 to 2000. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, if it's keyboard controls, that's great for me, because it means I don't have to do anything.
Stay in the camp.
Okay, I'm going to track this one. Go over to the map. Try to figure out where this guy is. I think that's him, actually.
Stay in the camp.
I try cutting through the middle of the town. There are enemies over there? Oh. Shit, there's stuff I haven't explored here yet.
Friends,
alive! I feared you lost in the slaughter. They say the whole of the Adventurers Guild came out to stop Tarjan, and he waded through them like so much dead grass. Are you going after him? Like the heroes in the song? The one where Tarjan dies. Across the 7 realms, isn't it? Ask Alguin. Please, have a look.
Yes, he has money. I can sell shit. Not much, but I can at least offload some of this inventory. Does he have anything I could use?
What can I do?
Okay, I need intelligence, so that doesn't help me. Oh, that looks good. What can he use? Oh, he can use the same things, it looks like.
Eh?
Wait, I am reading this backwards. Never mind.
Yes.
So that is not going to help.
Here.
Oh, these are for him. That is worse. That is worse. You know what, I could get these. Then that gives me a bit more wiggle room to dump stuff like this. Oh, I already sold him some things. Okay. Is Sabale going to steal a bunch of shit and put this guy in debt? Because that happened to a couple other merchants earlier. But will it happen here? Let's find out.
Mine.
God damn it.
Please.
He's at negative 565 gold now. Run.
Do come again.
Just fucking run. Actually, now that I saved, I want to try something.
Friends, I feel...
Since he's already past 0, what happens if I try selling him more stuff? Okay, that doesn't work. They've at least got that under control.
Do come again.
Can you imagine what would happen if it just allowed you to keep selling over and over and over and creating this massive negative windfall of money?
Well, I hate you.
Moving on. I think this is where those enemies were that I saw earlier. Yeah, it is.
Aye? Darkness take me.
Over there!
Who's killing his ship?
Slange.
Only the
Paladins! Advance!
Speak!
Good crit.
I will tear you apart!
I dare.
Tell me. Did you make that armor yourself? You will regret that.
Away I
Here.
Aye?
Am I supposed to be doing something?
That was not what I wanted to do. Shit.
Speak!
Goblin looked like the one from the Warlock game. No, that's a Jester Goblin from this game. Some games handle the problem of giving you credit only good at that merchant. Yeah, that's not how it works in here. Oh, Overlord. Okay.
Stand there. Face me! Tell me what you need.
Remember when I thought you were talking about a certain SNES game, but
Orders?
no.
Yeah?
On your word.
Ready? I suppose.
Who's killing his ship?
Spells! Beware! May you sorcery! That's it! By the sword, father, move! Hit! Well, let's rock on!
Ready.
Who's killing his ship?
Aye.
Yes?
Wow, not a single crit. That's kind of a rarity.
Mine! Get out of my freeze me! Pounding my...
I think I clicked too fast. The voices are overlapping. Great, more shit that I need to sell. Great, more shit that I need to sell. But now that I think about it, I think there were some locked doors elsewhere in Skyrberry below that I never got to.
Do you need me? Goodbye. For now.
We'll spoil our dinner.
I'm not even gonna heal through these fuckers.
Who's killing his ship?
Good to the last drop.
No drink for the sword, Ready? father! You advance! By the sword, father! You will be a father!
On your word.
You're not worth using alcohol.
Yes?
On your word! Your knight must die!
The vengeance of the temple will be
Yes?
tenfold!
Orders? Away I
That was fast. There's another group right over there. What? Draw distance, please.
Take me.
Here's a phrase I never thought I'd use. Break out the haggis.
Goodbye. For now.
Must we fight them?
Yes.
Killing his shit.
Cheers.
Drunken! Why do we not begin? Yep.
Yes?
Tell me what you need.
Aye.
By the sword, father!
You are my free.
On your
Skin you
word.
for that.
Jesus. What is happening?
Speak. Darkness, take me.
Ready.
What are we doing?
Yeah?
Tell me.
Ready.
On your word.
Hang on.
Speak!
Ready.
Speak.
Here.
Uh-huh. Bottoms up.
Go on. Drink. Ready?
What should I do?
Here!
Aye?
Good crit. God, the experience values are so little on that bar because I was supposed to do this sooner. Ooh. I can't loot the body. That's all I care about. Ugh. I'm almost dreading loot at this point. Oh, what have we here? I think the supply key is, in the Badish lowlands. I'll do the grappling hook first. Making sure I'm not missing anything. And now this. even more shit. Oh, it's just money. Good. I mean, it's another thing I don't need, but that's not going to take up much inventory space. Oh? Good lord. It's Plague Tale now. Alright. I'm just gonna make a note real quick. 2-4 old key. You know, fuck it, I'll just look it up. If I remember correctly, this is like a real pain in the ass key to see. Oh my god, I was right. I didn't want to be right, but I was right. Has there never been a first-person or third-person Highlander game? Tied to the first movie. I mean, fair question. I don't have an answer to that. Alright, so I need to find the Scorcher, complete that quest, find the old key, remember how to get the hell back here.
We'll be all right here, I think.
Let's see, where am I in relation to where this would be? There he is. His voice isn't playing, but there he is.
Have you come to release me? Praise the gods. Do it!
But that is taken care of. That is yet another quest off of the list. Snare of Shadows is what I'll focus on. Well, I mean, I'm focusing on finding that old key first. But as far as next proper quest, that'll be it. So I'm more than likely going to just find that and then save and be done for tonight. God, I get turned around so easily in this place. Okay, let me check real quick. Oh, don't tell me I already ran past it. I may have run past it. Shit.
Stay in the camp. Torn apart, right in front of me. I didn't know whether to shit.
I at least know it's at a grappling place, so that narrows down the possible locations it could be in. This doesn't look like the place. Are you going to play Hand of Doom? I played it in the previous stream, and I am going to pick it up again. I've actually been considering whether, once I'm done with a proper playthrough of it, possibly speedrunning it. Oh, let me check, because there's a locked door down here. And I want to check to see if I have the thing that I need to open it yet. I do. Give me all the shit I don't need. Alright, are there any merchants here that haven't been completely wiped out by me?
Amazing.
Okay, I'm counting this. Okay, 226. Okay, good.
Au revoir.
$6.12, alright. And a couple things I can buy. trying to make sure equipment didn't get mixed into this. I mean, Jester's cap is fine. Just trying to get rid of the shit that takes up the most inventory space first. Need to actually check if whether that's decent or not. You know what? This is fine.
Liberated some
God damn it.
So long, comrades.
You stole from the thief. He's gonna notice.
Drinking if you're still drinking ale, Dalgleish.
Ah, pish. It's pap for bairns.
Humans get drunk on it.
Ugh, humans fall down if you look at them hard.
So?
Lass, should you ever see me drunk on ale, you're free to paint me pink and mock me in front of my ancestors. It doesn't count.
Haha, well, that's me told.
Good to see you.
Yes, they also have money and shit I can buy. How did I never get this recipe?
Never even
Thank you.
saw me.
Thanks.
Good to see.
Buy everything. Fuck it. I have so much money. Played Risen or Pathologic 2? No, I have not played those. Haven't really had the impetus to either. Shit, let me think about this.
Liberated some supplies.
Son of a bitch.
Thanks.
Sabali, you need an off switch. It was tracking the wrong quest. That's why it was leading me in a weird direction. I remember correctly, you get to Magar's tower through Duke Kingston's place. But I gotta remember how to get there first. Hey, remember when I said I would stop playing this? That was funny, wasn't it? Funny, that. That's still blocked. Probably an entrance at the back. Weird, there's an open chest just sitting there. Nothing out there.
Are we really going to waste our time here?
Yes. Alright, I'll bite. What does the note say? Oh, wait. The lore thing is completely full. We did it. Maybe that's why notes are spilling over to the inventory. Not bloody likely.
Here. Away I
Fighting? Them. Who's killing his shit?
Down the hatch. Ready.
On your word.
Yes?
On your word.
Yeah, I should have done this much sooner. I did this before with Hand of Doom. Yes, I did. I certainly did. And you know what? It'll probably happen again. Right, that is open at least. Oh, no way in fucking hell that's gonna do me any good. Oh, this is where I came through. Right. Wait, shit, I said I was going to look for the old key, didn't I? Even with only 2 or 3 things to keep in mind, I keep getting scatterbrained. Alright, let me check something. I'd imagine it would be one of these, wouldn't it? Let's find out. Unless it's a thing I didn't grapple yet. But I do remember finding it in my first playthrough. Which is why I'm a little confused. Hold on. Wait. Okay, I think this is the right way. Can't remember if I already checked here or not. Yeah, it's not this one. It's gotta be somewhere close by. God, come on. Just can't be anything too complex. Is Sleeping Dogs a good game to play? I have it, but I haven't played it yet. But people I know who have played it have said nothing but good things. Was there a grappling point that I just missed? I swear, it feels like I'm missing something.
Stay in the camp.
Unless it's just in a different location somewhere. But why would that be? Oh my god. That was so high up I couldn't see it. Alright, well, now I have to figure out how to get back there. Oh, I can't remember if it was here or if it was through another location. Wait, I think it was through here. Ooh. For old time's sake. Right now to get the hell out of here. Find my way to Mangar's tower. Oh. Chat window got buried. I'm going to need to probably go down here, cut through here. God, all this shit I missed. Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to go up through here? I probably do. Any stray mobs? Does not look like it. Oh, your copy had a disk read install issue? Shit. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, hello! Are you hunting the joker that took me trapdoor? Well, if you find him, give him one in the kidneys for old Duke, eh? Now I'll have to post a damned guard. What a nuisance.
Oh yeah.
In this, I can see the death of all things.
Don't go near it. You get sucked in and never get out.
Reminds me of a tax collector I once knew.
Alright, I'll at least enter the tower. But we'll probably just stop here because I do have shit to do. Correction, I will solve puzzles real quick. He had soup. Okay, that made it worth it. We're done here. So I am planning a Gamefly stream later this week, and let's just say I can't believe what the fuck Gamefly just sent me. I mean, I saw their email before saying what they sent, and I thought that it was a typo or an error of some sort, but it's not. So, have that to look forward to. Let me just make sure anyone else is going. I don't think so. No. So I'm just going to call it here. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. And, is it Kings of Lorne Hall of Ibris? Not even close. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me ramble about too many games. I enjoyed it. On to the next one, I suppose. So, take care.